Hi everyone, welcome to Water Tanks with StewiejP. I'm Stewie. You're not. Welcome to the new look channel. I reckon it's looking pretty good. I hope you do too. This is episode 16 of Low Tier, Hold My Beer. When you're low tier in a game, you don't give up. You just keep chipping away and you try to light it up. This bloke might look familiar to you, or maybe he doesn't. This is me, I know. Every now and then I get myself onto the channel, and of late it's been happening a little bit more often than not. This is the T23E3. The T23E3 is a Tier 7 American medium tank. It's a premium tank, but I got it through Clan Wars. You could get it from building parts by doing Clan Wars. It might have been a campaign that was a while ago now. What's unique about this tank? It's your normal fast-firing, low alpha damage kind of tank, American medium tank, like a lot of them are. This one's got preferential matchmaking, which means you'll never see a Tier 9 unless you're platooning with the wrong person. And it's not a bad tank. I don't mind it. I seem to do okay in it. In this game in Procaster, it's a double shot. This is 2 Up Tuesday. A 2 Up Tuesday low tier Hold My Beer, episode 16. 16? Could be 17. I think it's 16. But anyway, we're in the T23E3, the Tier 7 Premium American medium tank, the one that we got from Clan Wars. Let's have a look at the gun. Where's my cursor gone? I can't find it. Where's it been? 76mm gun, 115 alpha damage. And penetration with the armor piercing rounds is 149mm, 190 with APCR, which is premium in this tank. We're playing on Procaster. We've been spotted a little bit of a blind shot to where that IS was last seen. Of course, in this game, there's a decent amount of Tier 8 tanks, 6 of the bad boys, 6 Tier 8s and the rest of Tier 7. So we're low tier, Hold My Beer. The IS is getting very brave on this hill, saying he's going for the StewiejP. You've seen him on Twitch, you've seen him on YouTube. He might not be a follower, but he wants to kill me anyway. To be frank, I've got nothing against the IS. The guy playing the IS, I don't know him, but they're coming forward. This is a well-orchestrated push on the hill by the enemy team. Look at it. Lots of tanks there. The IS at Tier 7, who's down to less than half hit points. So IS3, that's one you've got to worry about. Also the T43 and the VK, both pretty handy tanks also at Tier 7. So only one Tier 8 up there on the hill. And what we're noticing early on in this game is that the Pantera on our team is still back at the base. He's still back at the base, and I'm thinking, gee, why did it have to be the Pantera? A top tier, very strong Tier 8, strong in this kind of map, strong in this kind of lineup, and the IS has decided it's time to push on the little T23E3. Got some damage into me. In fact, the VK, I think, got some damage into me. Picked up 597 hit points of damage from efforts. 1,491 assisted damage, and the best thing about assisted damage, you don't have to pay for the bullets. We've gotten rid of the IS up there on the hill, but there's still the VK, as well as the, there's the VK there. Pop one straight into the side of the turret, no problems whatsoever, thank you very much. The IS-3 still on full health, getting ready for a push, and our Pantera still stuck back at the base. 5-2 the score though, so we're not looking too bad. Probably not really 5-2, probably really 4-2, because the Pantera's not in the game yet. I'm thinking this would be a great tank to have up on the hill right now. A strong Tier 8 medium tank, an auto reloader with good vision, maybe a good crew, maybe potential to have an absolute ripper. Down goes the Tiger 1 on the other side of the map, and you can see on the mini-map the OHO, the AMX AC-48 Comet, and something else on the enemy team, all back up there on the 1-2 line, sniping like they tend to. The VK45-02A, last seen down by the railway, puts the shot into little StewiejP's turret, damage the ammo rack, but a quick tap of the 5 key fixes that. And holding up on the hill quite patiently. I don't want to brag, but I'm being pretty patient in this one. Looking at the IS-3, saying, Pantera, you're going to come up here? He goes, yes, I'm on my way. He's woken up. Who knows what happened? Maybe it was a long time to get a match. Maybe the significant other yelled out and said, let's get into the other room and do some horizontal tango. I don't know. I probably wouldn't blame him. I'd probably do the same. Down on hit points though, down to 193 hit points after that shot from the VK. The VK last spotted down there, no, the railway line. There's the VK again, and I think rightio, we can sort of maybe get some shots into this Tier 8 German heavy tank backing up there behind the buildings. A couple of shots go a little bit wide, and the Pantera, although the Pantera was going to be helping us up here, or we thought the Pantera was going to be helping us up here on the hill, he's decided that the railway line is for him. That one didn't go through the VK. The VK shoots back, so I know I'll be able to get at least 1 or 2 shots back off, but of course he's no longer lit. On a positive, we're winning the 1-2 line quite well, quite comprehensively now. ELC even 90 getting very cheeky. No idea how he's going, and I'll be interested to see how the ELC even 90 scores in this game. But the ELC even 90 it looks like he's getting a lot of spotting damage up there on the 1-2 line, which is what they do. Like medium tanks, light tanks, that's what they're going to do up on the 1-2-3 line, if not along the ridge line in the middle. 9-5 the score. The Pantera's finally coming up there. I think the ELC even 90 says in the chat, I'm scared up here. The T28, looks like the T28 could be the last tank on that 1-2-3 line. However, the KV3 and the SU100 M1, both not yet spotted in this game. Trying to shoot the IS3, I think I've dubbed it two key now, but the IS3, possibly definitely the most heaviest tank left in this game. Here comes a Pantera though, coming up here to unrain hell into the IS3. Shoots him once, shoots him again for the kill, does lose some hit points, but it's okay because that just leaves a T43. 10-5 the scores. StewiejP for 1AR clan. Most awesomest clan in the universe. Recruiting now. Check us out on the website if you're playing on the Asia or the Australian server. Great bunch of people. Clan wars, advances, platoons and good times. Don't forget 1AR shenanigans on a weekend, which is always good value. You might even win some gold. Anyway, 1 kill to StewiejP, 1,167 hit points of damage done. You're probably thinking, Stewie, this isn't going to be an ace. Well, I'm telling you right now, 3,379 assisted damage. Thank you very much. That's... You don't have to pay for the bullets, the assisted damage. And hopefully this turns into an ace. There's the 2 heavy tanks here, the KV3 as well as the VK. There's the SU finally gets spotted, but well, why not? Just a bit of snipey action. Slip back to standard ammunition because that's all I should need shooting the side of the KV3. Of course, as soon as I say that, one doesn't go through. Pick up a tidy second kill, and that just leaves the VK. I will need to dab the 2 key if I'm going to penetrate the VK 4502A. However, it looks like a T34-1 as well as whatever that heavy tank is in the middle, the IS3. Looks like they're going to maybe tidy up the VK. SU100 M1 not looking my way, so it's time to keep chipping away with our fast-firing, low-alpha damage gun in the T23E3. Pantera comes forward, gets the ram kill. High five to the Pantera. That's exactly the right thing to do. Not a bad game. Not a bad game at all. Let's have a look at the result before we move on to our second replay. And this 2-Up Tuesday edition of Low Tier Hold My Beer with the new... Where are the websites? Where's the website gone? There it is. Found it. We'll edit that bit out later, if we remember. Probably won't. Ace Tagger Mastery Badge for StewiejP in the T23E3. It's also the spotter medal for doing all that assisted damage. We'll get to that assisted damage in just a few minutes. Bruiser medal, fire for effect, no epic badges, but we spotted some tanks. We got a heap of assisted damage. We did some damage. We even picked up a couple of kills. 1,954 hit points of damage done. Yep. 4 or 5 of the tanks on my team did more damage than me, but I was low tier. So please hold my beer. 2 kills, 1,307 base experience, 42 shots fired, only 31 hit, and only 18 of them penetrated. Yep, I was shooting some heavily armored tanks, and I probably could have dabbed the 2 key a little bit earlier. But the thing that got the ace wouldn't have been the damage, because even if I had penetrated more of those shots, even 10 more shots, it might have gotten us into the 2,000 damage mark. But it was that assisted damage that gave us that ace. 3,440 assisted damage. We blocked 220. That's probably one shot, and the 3,440 assisted damage. That's what gives us the ace. Best thing about assisted damage, you don't have to pay for the bullets, and we made credits. We made 62,500 credits. That's after tax for the premium account. It looks like there were no boosters running either. So that's not a bad result. Not a bad result at all. For an ace, low tier, hold my beer, bit of patience on Procaster from StewiejP. That's me. let's move on to game number 2, where my old mate from Spider Clan, HowToTank, is going to be running around in the Tiger 2. The Tiger 2 is a Tier 8. I nearly said premium, but it's not. The Tier 8 German heavy tank. I loved it when I played this tank. It was a long time ago that I played this tank, but I absolutely loved it, and I thought it got a little bit of bad press in the forums. When people talk about what tanks are good, what tanks are bad, tier for tier, what tiers and what tanks people like to play, I always thought, why don't people like the Tiger 2? I really enjoyed it. I might have enjoyed it because it was one of my first Tier 8 tier. I'm going to keep saying premiums, but it's not. Maybe I enjoyed it because it was one of my first Tier 8 heavy tanks. I'm not too sure. It might have been, but it might not have been. I think it might have, I don't think it was my first Tier 8 heavy tank, but I think it might have been one of them. I think my first Tier 8 heavy tank was the British line before it got the buff. And I think there's that bug, that replay bug. Before it got the buff, and then this thing just seemed to work. You can angle, you can bounce shots when you're angling on this tank. The gun's not too bad. Let's talk about the gun. Let's have a look at it. It's a 105mm gun, 360 alpha damage, 225mm of penetration. That's with standard. Premium, which is APCR, is 285mm of penetration. Now, HowToTank from Spider Clan, he's playing the Tiger 2. He's low tier, but he doesn't care. He's not going to sit back and snipe in his heavy tank, because his heavy tank's got armor, it's got hit points, it's got a gun too, and he's going to go up to where the heavy tanks often do their stuff on Serene Coast, and that's the East Coast. They're winning by a tank. 1 zips a score. The EBR 75 FL10 got taken out early by the Lorraine 40 tonner on the other side of the map, and HowToTank being quite patient with this the VZ51, the Tier 9 auto loading Czech heavy tank. Well, it could be auto loading. There's two options, but anyway, he's looking there. There's a 110 there as well as an Emil. And the VZ51 down to about 261 hit points. Now, I'm thinking you probably should just shoot him here, but he's probably a little bit feeling a bit conservative, because look at the mini-map. There's a KJ105, a Scorpion Defender, IS-22, TS5, and a T28 prototype, all back here. And they could all be possibly looking his way. I'm not sure. He's going to be thinking about it. 1 zips a score. Is he on a mission? He's not going to get that mission. That's a mission for stunning. And he pulls back here and looks at those tank destroyers sniping back there on the side. Puts one in the side of the T28 prototype for 387 hit points. Brings his damage up to nearly 800, and he's just getting warmed up. The VZ51... That VZ51 is stayed alive for a lot longer than he should have. I'm not sure what's happened. Are these other tanks playing? Is he the 110 looks like he might just be waiting for the 51, while the Emil goes for the dank flanking maneuver. Shoots the front of the T28 prototype. Doesn't get any damage, but does get some assisted damage as something else, possibly the 122 TN, shoots into the turreted American Tier 8 tank destroyer. The score's still 1 zip. 789 damage done so far, and 151 assisted damage. You might think he's up for a bit of a slow start. I'm unsure what's going on with this 51. There's the IS-22, the Emil, making a move on the 51, gets the kill, cops 466 damage for his efforts though, and HowToTank doing exactly the right thing, trying to back up his teammate. Unfortunately, the Emil went down to the artillery, but he's now got a shot into the back of the IS-22, shoots him and sets him on fire. Automatic fire extinguisher puts that one out pretty quickly, but the IS-22 goes down to the GW Tiger, bringing the score up to 3-1. 1,212 hit points of damage done so far. 230 assisted damage. Looking around the corner. There's a Progetto there, the Progetto 54 at Tier 8, the Italian heavy tank. That's an auto reloader. Giving it to the 110. The 110. Now, the Tiger 2, it's not known for its speed, but he's trying to get to help the 110 as quick as he can. 1,780 hit points on the Tiger 2, so he's got the hardening going on there for that extra little bit of hit points. Down goes the 110, and in my opinion, HowToTank making the right decision not to go forward and throw his tank away as well, even though the 110 might not be too happy about that. But look, the Emil 1 went there first. Yep, the Emil 1 got rid of the VZ51, but he threw his tank away doing it, and the 110 sort of did the same. getting rid of the IS-22. 3-2 the score, they're up by a tank. 1,212 hit points of damage done so far. 230 assisted damage. Just playing patiently because that Progetto 54, now the Progetto 54 is down to 843 hit points. The T28 prototype puts one into him. HowToTank now going for that flanking maneuver. He wants a side shot, gets the side shot, takes the Progetto 54 down to 80 hit points, which is a one shot for anything. Moving, keep moving because artillery might do it. The T28 prototype confirming the kill on the Progetto 54, and that brings the score up to 4-2. 1,571 damage done so far. A little bit of assisted damage. Looking for the TS5. The TS5 is the last spotted tank that was where HowToTank's playing over on the eastern side. There's a TS5. Knocks the tree over, climbs up the rock a little bit, and nearly, I don't think he was ever going to roll his tank, but it would have been funny if he did. 5-2 the score now. Now we'll see how good the armour works against the TS5. The TS5, the non-turreted American premium tank destroyer that came into the game not so, maybe a year, 1 or 2 years ago. I remember playing it in front lines when it first came out. Looks like the T28. Looks very similar to the T28, except it's a premium tank. 5-2 the score now, 1,571 hit points of damage done. He's still on full health, HowToTank. He's being nice. He's being quite conservative here, which is the right thing to do. Looking at his friends, there's plenty of his friends that are backed up behind him, making the armour work against the TS5. Unfortunately, the T28 prototype shot and got HowToTank instead of shooting the TS5, but the prototype puts another one into the American tank destroyer, takes him down to 387. One more shot takes him down to a one shot, and the T28 prototype wants to be a little bit careful. No, he doesn't want to be a little bit careful. He wants to die, getting killed by this bloke. And HowToTank confirms that kill, bringing the score up to 6-3. Defender's going to be the next target. The enemy team making the same mistake that some of HowToTank's teammates made just south a bit from where he is now, going one at a time into more than one gun, which is, if you're going to make the push, you've got to do it together, right? It's hard to do in pubby matches, of course. 6-4 the score, winning by 2 tanks. Low tier, hold my beer. There's a platoon on the enemy team of 2 Concept 1Bs. Now they're still alive. This is obviously not long after ranked battles finished, and there was quite a few Concept 1Bs out and about, and other reward tanks as well. 2 Concept 1Bs on the enemy team, 1 on HowToTank's team, but there's also an AE Phase 1, which is another reward tank for is it Battle Pass points? Yeah, I think it might be. Anyway, but it used to be, who knows. 6-4 is the score. HowToTank on 2,309 hit points of damage, being nice and patient here on Serene Coast. His teammates looked like they were doing fantastically on the other flank. Now they're looking okay. The 122 TM, to be fair, the 122 TM is on pretty low hit points, but he's been sitting in that spot for a while now. If he's not getting shots, he probably should move despite being on low health, but he also does want to die, right? So I can see why he's doing it. One of the 1Bs goes down, and that brings the score up to 7-4, which is a lot healthier than 6-4. But if anyone else dies on HowToTank's team, then you never know what might happen. You don't know what's happening on the other side of the map. You don't know if their hit points are as healthy as the enemies. You never know. Up at the top of the screen, it says they're up by 3,500. Sometimes that's right, sometimes it's not. Depending on your render range and what you can see, anything that's outside of this circle, some of those figures might not be correct. 7-4 the score now, 2,309 hit points of damage done by HowToTank from Spider Clan in the Tiger 2. The 103 gets taken out, the T103. That's the big turreted Russian tank destroyer. The other Concept 1B on the enemy team goes down. The Concept 1B on HowToTank's team also goes down, bringing the advantage back to 2 tanks and 2,500 hit points difference now. Looking at this defender on 1260. The defender's got more hit points than HowToTank, but defender, he's got backup of a Ferdinand. The Ferdinand sitting in, that is looking for a weak spot on the German tank destroyer. Finally gets one into him. Someone else gets him and picks up the assisted damage. Now he's got to look after his health. He's on 613 hit points. That Ferdinand just got him for 540. So his conservatively a 2-shot. Oh, that would have killed the Ferdinand. That would have made the scoreboard look a lot better. The defender in a very strong position here. The Lorraine 40-ton on HowToTank's team, indicating that he's reloading. He bounces the Ferdinand, shoots him and kills him for his second kill, and that brings the score up to 11-7. The defender comes around trying to get rid of HowToTank in the Tiger 2. At the same time, the Lorraine comes around behind the defender and puts one into him. HowToTank rubbing his thingo in the face of the defender. He doesn't want to get taken out now. Looking for a weak streak. He misses a shot. Well, doesn't miss, but he bounces. The Lorraine finally gets the kill on the defender, and that brings the score up to 12-8. Looking at the Scorpion. Can he get him? He can. That's me old mate Sealy. Sealy often watches this on Twitch. That's me old mate Sealy for HowToTank's third kill. Now here comes the KJ 105, clearly looking his way. Gets him for 397. Brings his damage up to over 4,000 hit points. That just leaves artillery, which is already fired, and that's going to be a pretty good win. I reckon it's going to be 15-8 because the artillery just fired, and as we all know, when there's only artillery left at the end of a random battle, it's all in up there in the north. The 122 finally got out of his spot, killed the M53, M55, and HowToTank. That wasn't a bad game, me old mate. Not too bad at all. Here we are on the results screen. HowToTank from Spider Clan. It was an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. It was also a Spider Medic medal because he got a heap of assisted damage, more than 1,000 hit points. Hand of God for surviving and winning the game, having received damage from at least 4 different enemy vehicles. Duelist, fire for effect, and he topped the score charts in not only XP but damage, 4,109 hit points of damage. Creamed it, did more than double what the T28 prototype did, who got the second highest damage score, 4,109 hit points of damage, 3 kills, 13-18 base experience. He fired 17 shots, 16 hit and 12 penetrated. Nothing wrong with that. He blocked 1770. He picked up 1,146 assisted damage, and he even made some pretty good coin there with a personal mission, possibly a booster, 62,000 credits. That's after tax with a premium account in that 11-minute game. Just pointing out, that's not a premium tank, folks. I know I said premium tank at the start of that battle, but so you don't get that extra credit thing that you do for premium tanks. More so you get this normal stuff, but boosters and stuff, premium account, that all works out. HowToTank, thank you very much for the replay, my friend. You're a champion. That was a great one. That was a really good one. Low tier, hold my beer. What do you think? What do you think of the new look of the stream? What do you think of the new look of the YouTube channel? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you very much, HowToTank, for the replay. If you haven't already, consider liking, subscribing, and getting on board. It doesn't cost you anything. It supports the channel. It makes us look pretty cool. And hopefully, I don't know, hopefully we'll see you on Twitch as well. We Twitch. We're live on Twitch for live entertaining and my terrible gameplay. Links down below. Like, subscribe, get on board, tell your friends, and don't forget 1AR are recruiting. There's plenty of room. We're doing global map stuff, war games, advances, platoons, good times and shenanigans on a weekend where you could win gold and win, maybe even make some friends. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for the replays, HowToTank. Take care and see you all next time.